Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a solo mom night routine. I am going to be showing you everything I do from when I pick my kids up until bedtime. If you're new here, my name is Nicholsen. I love to do all things homemaking, cooking, cleaning, decorating, and DIYs. And I would love it if you would subscribe. And if you're returning, it is so great to see you. Okay guys, let's jump into this mad evening. One of the first things I'd like to do prior to picking my kids up is put out some healthy snack options. I've always done this. If you guys have watched these videos, I don't always do these just because they're kind of labor intensive, but I always put the snacks out, then I will run and grab the kids. So excited to see when I open the door that my two favorite scents were sitting here waiting for me. My sister sent me these beautiful flowers. I love you so much, Sissy. And my monthly subscription from Drift came in, and I cannot wait to open this box. I absolutely love this company. If you guys remember in Christmas time, I shared the one I got for Christmas, which was baked. And then they also had one for, I think it was kind of around October, that was pumpkin spice latte. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm really looking forward to the spring one. I don't remember what it's called, but it has this like coconut, I think it's called Cabana, but it has this like coconut smell and vanilla. Oh my God, it's just like being on a tropical vacation. But if you guys haven't heard me talk about Drift, or you're new to this brand, I love using Scentbird, and Drift is an actual sister company to Scentbird. A little bit about Drift: they send real scents right to your doorstep every single month. They only use premium essential and fragrance oil blends free of harmful chemicals that traditionally are found in fragrance companies. And if you guys remember, at our old house, I always had Glade plugins. Well, since switching to Drift, I don't actually use those anymore. This is all I use. I like to usually put it by the front door. It just permeates through the house and smells so good. I also think it's very stylish. The one I got this month was Opry. It has wonderful like fireside, very woodsy smell to it. It's really rich. I absolutely love this. It also comes with a really great little clip that I can put in my car. I'll show you that in a minute. I have one in my car. I don't have one in my husband's. I always love having a very nice smelling home, especially with all the kids' shoes right inside this cupboard right here. It's important to keep something to keep the smell of all their soccer and baseball and football and all their stuff nice and scent free. I also love that their materials are sustainable. They come with a couple different kinds. They have a wood one, a stone one, a metal one that you can actually clip right into your as an air freshener for your car. It clips right into the vents. And then they also have a candle, which is also great. I'll show you how it works in our car. It's really easy. You just slide the metal clip in, and then you can actually take the metal clip out, take the wood out, and then add the next month's in. So as you kind of get, through the next couple months, you'll see that you only need one of those, and then they'll just send you the wood replacements, which I think is great. The best part of their monthly subscription is they have something called a scent of the month, which features new limited edition scents, and they're inspired by seasons, and they're so wonderful. I absolutely love how they go above and beyond. I think that scenting an environment, or becoming, when we become noseblind to an area, is so important, especially as you're welcoming guests throughout the spring and summer. Their subscriptions are very flexible. You can change your scent choice, you can and your deliver frequency, and cancel your subscription anytime. If you guys want to join me and check out Drift, you can use code LN55 to get 55% off your first month, and go to drift.co in the descriptions down below to join me for a better smelling home this spring. And thank you to Drift for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Once I get them, I like to sort through their homework. I go through their backpacks. I will check what they have done. I keep all my kids' work because sometimes I find that the teachers will say, oh, we didn't get this work or that work, and I can go through the bin, and then I clean it out every semester, which makes it a lot easier. But for the first 10 minutes when the kids get home, I always like to go through their backpacks, put out all their homework, put out any work that they need to make up from absences or just late work or test correction. So I will kind of compile all of those. At the top will be the most important, and at the bottom is if we can get to it. Typically they do, but as the kids get older, their homework gets way more intense. So I find myself needing to kind of pace myself, especially since we have 4 kids. It's a little bit harder to to get through all the homework they have, especially with my middle schooler. But for now, I have my two littles. I will let the other two who have sports or choir go do those things, and I will work with the little two. But this is kind of how I set things up just to get the night rolling.
From out of town, I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to.
I try to get all of my groceries, at least the bulk of things, delivered once a week, but usually if I'm doing a protein, I like to buy it, within 2 days. So I went to the grocery store to pick up some things we needed. Plus we did a bunch of baking over the weekend and I needed to just get more stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack everything here, get it put away, and also put the things I'm going to be making for dinner aside. I'll be sharing my recipe with you, so you'll have to stick around to see what we're making tonight. And then I got 2 things of red wine because I'm going to be making wine braised short ribs, and I definitely needed some good wine. While the kids are finishing up their homework, I really like to get dinner started early. There's nothing worse than being behind on dinner because kids are getting hungry and then they end up going to the pantry and getting snacks. So the first thing I want to do is get all of our dinner prepped and ready to go.
You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side.
Since I am solo tonight, I wanted to make a protein bowl for myself, but also mix my recipe into something that the kids are going to love. So I decided on doing some air fryer steak fries for the kids, and then I'm going to do a very basic protein bowl, which is a lot of greens. I like to add some steak to it, but I'll show you how I make everything. I love using the air fryer. I have used this many times. I always make sure my kids have a vegetable when they're having dinner, and since I really was craving cauliflower again, I decided to do cauliflower for them. So what we're going to do is just chop up a bunch of cauliflower. I'm going to bake it in the oven with some yummy seasonings on it. I usually get most of my seasonings from Trader Joe's. I just think they have the best seasonings, but I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to also do, I did the everything but elotes. It's like one of my favorite things to cook with. It's not spicy, but it has wonderful flavors to it. And I get that from Trader Joe's. And then I'm just going to add a little olive oil, throw that in the oven. The kids will eat that. I try to always pick vegetables that I know they're going to eat. And then I'm going to use my air fryer. This is from Costway. I've used this on my channel many times. Works great. And then I just took some potatoes. I chopped them up into just like little French fries, add a little olive oil and some salt. We're going to pop those in the air fryer and cook them for about 15-16 minutes. While that's happening, I'm going to start making my side, which is poblanos. I am like obsessed with poblanos. I love them. There's a little bit of spice to these. It's not like jalapeno spice, but it's just like a buttery spice that I just love. So I'm going to start kind of frying up the things that I'm going to be throwing into my protein bowl. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to cook the kids' steak.
Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I think I've waited all these years for you right here. But how will I ever know
Once my first batch of potatoes were done, I pulled them out. I added what little ones I had left. That way we had enough for all the kids. I know they love these so much. And then I'm just going to finish up my stir fry. I basically just bought a stir fry bag. It's really hard for me to do all 4 kids' homeworks and everything and chop up. This is why I love HelloFresh. I usually do HelloFresh or Hungry Root or something because it just makes life so much easier. So I'm going to do that. The kids have all finished their homework and I'm cooking dinner right now. So I'm just going to go through my schedule and just make sure I'm kind of on track for the week. I always like to begin and end my day in my planner. That way I kind of understand where I'm at, if I have to move things around, or sometimes I find that larger projects come through during the day and I think I can commit to them, but then I find that I had another big project the next day and I don't realize all of that in real time. So I really do stick very closely to my planner to make sure that I can block schedule all the things I'm trying to do. So for dinner, I'll always plate the kids first. I have just always been that type of mom. Kids get everything first. I will leave 30% extra for them, and then I will make my dinner from the residual. Because I always find if half the kids don't finish their meal, I'll just eat whatever's left on their plates. So at least they have first pull of whatever we make, and then I will eat whatever's left over, which is usually, one kid will eat all their cauliflower, the other kid will eat all their steak. And so there's always a nice healthy meal at the end. So I'm going to sit down, get everybody plated, and then I will see you guys for my favorite part, which is cleanup.
Saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you.
Once the kids and I were done with dinner, they helped me wash all their dishes, which was so lovely and seamless. And I'm just going to take what leftovers we have and save them for my husband for when he gets home. I'm going to also take my plants out. They're so happy. I was very impressed with how much the kids ate this evening, and I definitely had more than I needed in my bowl. But I'm going to clean the dishes from making dinner, and I'm going to start to tidy up the house. One of my favorite things to do, especially on a school night, is to prep for the next morning. It really helps things go nice and smoothly. There's nothing worse than waking up and having to just clean dishes and get all of the lunches out and things like that. So I want to clean all the surfaces up. It's still pretty early in the evening, so I have plenty of time to go up. We have a pretty rigorous schedule. After dinner, the kids get all of their plates put away, and then they get some free time. And then after that, it's pretty much brushing teeth, jammies on, bath time, and then everybody has to read. So it's a little different for my youngest. He goes about, I would say 45 minutes before the other kids, and then my oldest middle schooler, he can stay up later because his homework load is around 3 hours a night. So I always like to make sure, especially because he does sports as well, that he has downtime to just chill and hang out with us. But this particular evening, I'm going to try to keep things a little bit tighter since I'm solo.
I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
Once the littles are finally in bed, I love to change into some nice cozy clothes and head into the living room and start to tidy up for the next day. Thank you, Chewy, for hanging out with me. I've got basketball on. It's usually what I watch, depending on what games are on, but I'm usually watching basketball or just listening to music. I've got Chewy at the bottom of my feet, ready to pick up any scraps I might uncover. But I want to get all of the dishes put away, and then we need to start laying things out for the next morning. I promise, laying things out for the next morning is such a game changer, especially if you have a large family. We are a family of 6. So in the morning, not having to spend too much time sifting through things and looking for things I need is such a time saver and allows me to be more present with the kids.
I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I think I've waited all these years for you right here. But how will I ever know if you go? 'Cause
If you guys watched my favorite little traditions for Valentine's Day, you already know I do this, but I always hide love notes all over the house for my husband and my kids. So I wrote my husband a nice, sweet little good morning note. He always gets up about an hour before I do. So I left that there for him. And it's just so wonderful as a reminder just to say how much I love and appreciate all that he does. And if you have that moment in your day to just leave a little love note for the people that make a difference in your life and that you love, it really does go a long way. The last thing I need to do to prep for lunches is get all their lunch boxes ready to go. I think a couple were in the wash this day, so it doesn't really matter. The kids never really care. I just want to make sure I have all 4. Hi, Chewy. But I need to get all the lunch boxes out. It's another thing that I don't want to scramble for. And the worst thing that happens in the morning is sometimes I'll go to scramble for their lunch boxes and find that they're super dirty. Where I think in a previous video it happened and then I went to go wash them, which made it a lot easier. But still, it's nice to just know that everything I need for that day is ready to go. And the last thing I need to do is just straighten up the living room. I'm one of those weird people that really struggle. If I wake up to a mess, it will start my day off in a very messy way. Chewy, do not eat that. Stop it. But it's one of those things, like, I really like to have a nice clean house. I like to have a nice clean bed. I like everything to be pretty orderly. So for me to take an extra 5 minutes to make sure that this room is nice and clean, that is way more important to me than waking up to a giant mess and 4 kids in school. And if you have kids like mine, half of them love going to school, half of them are, grabbing their knees saying their head hurts. There's always some excuse why they can stay home. So I really like my mornings to be nice and quiet and calm. So we're going to just clean up to make sure that tomorrow is as peaceful as tonight's going to be. So now that I have everything kind of picked up, I'm not going to go overboard and do any like mopping tonight. I wanted to take a nice hot bath. It was such a long day and, like I said, kind of an intense week. So I decided to go ahead and use one of my Confectionery Soap Co. Lavender bombs. I'm going to throw this in here and just take a nice relaxing bath. While that's filling up, all I want to do last but not least is quickly just add all the kids' backpacks and shoes by the front door. Typically, like the kids put all their shoes here, but I kind of like to organize it so that I make sure I know what's there, check their backpacks real quick. I try not to be a helicopter mom, but I still find that just giving like a couple minutes to look through everything before I go to bed really helps me to manage the morning better, because I know, if like the kids need water bottles, or they're like, I found a lunch that was stuck in there. Like, it's nice to just go through it and not have to deal with that in the morning. So by the time I get in the bath, I can really relax. Before I jump into my nice hot bath, I wanted to make some tea to just kind of bring the energy level down, and obviously love on Miss Enzo, who is obsessed with me at all times. So she wanted to just sit here and have a little lovies too. After I spend so much time at night loving on all the kids, I feel like she gets jealous and then she wants all my lovies. So I'm going to give her my lovies for a minute and then grab my tea. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to say hi to Miss Enzo. And then I'm going to grab my tea, hop in that delicious hot bath, and I will see you guys in the next video real soon. I hope you guys liked this solo mom night. I know these nights are never easy, but I'm so happy you joined me so I wasn't alone tonight. Don't forget to check out Drift. You can use the link down below. Thank you again for Drift for making our house smell so good and sponsoring today's video. Okay guys, time for bed. I'll see you in the next video real soon. Bye!